Pick that one. He doesn't have a shirt on.
Easy, easy. We haven't even started yet.
Did I do that?
What do you mean?
I touched the screen.
No, it's not a touch screen. Screen recording. We're good.
How do you know?
It says recording. Hey, I'm Matt from Matt Lane Fitness. Who are you, damn it?
I'm Jenna.
If you're new to this channel, I appreciate you sliding by. Today, we dive in to Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool workout. I want to give a big shout out to my editor, John, who is always dropping fire. He's the man behind these edits. This video is sponsored by the 30-Day Full Body Group Challenge. If you want to get in better shape...
How'd you get that sponsorship?
Well, I've been working on it for 4 years and a lot of painstaking effort and time. And
Did you know somebody important?
battling on the lines of my wife leaving me over the production of it, so yeah.
So you sponsored yourself is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah. And I've had this obsession with wearing the shirt, so get over it. Okay, Ryan Reynolds, let's do it. Got a few videos queued up here, or at least I thought I did.
Yeah, I don't see any.
Stop it. Ryan Reynolds training for best movies, okay.
So the medicine ball. That's harder than it looks, by the way.
You're using a lot of core work here, the abdominals, obliques, you're using shoulders.
And your low back too, everything.
Yeah, you're using them, you're even involving some legs. Classic neutral grip pull-up. It's kind of, actually I take that back, it's a neutral reverse grip hitting the biceps.
Oh, that's probably really hard.
Really dynamic stuff here. Those bags are actually very popular. But basically you can put weight in those bags.
It's like a duffel bag.
Mm-hmm. Very, very, very strong.
I like his shoes.
There's actually arguments that this is not the best movement for core work. However, it works. It works. The argument is, you know, the hip flexor, what is pulling the legs up is not the abdomen. However, it's still working out the abdomen.
Hey, you do those.
I love that.
What's it called?
They're called landmines. I love it.
That's a fun name.
There's so much core work that's going on here, but he's pressing up with the shoulder, and you have such an ability of such range of motion. Like when that's really anchored into the ground, like I love doing a variation where I take the bar, holding with two hands, going to the side, coming back up, pressing, switching hands, coming back down and over. It just riddles every bit of you here, your low back. I really feel like the entire upper body is worked, and even some of the low body, you have to get like a pretty wide stance, and it just feels so good. The heavier it goes, it's just such a good movement.
But his knee hurts.
He's probably got some sort of cushion under him, but like, see, there's a cushion right there behind him. He's using like a unilateral movement here. He's creating stability with that left leg, and then the weight is dropping down on the right. So he's actually having to balance himself from falling over. And that's probably about 25 pounds plus a little bit of weight for the bar. You can see it in his face, he's working. Ooh, Ryan Reynolds reveals his Deadpool training secrets. What a clickable title.
Secrets.
For the movie, I tried to train like 1/10 of what Hugh Jackman does. Right. But when in my normal life, I train a little bit like a British person.
I love the rivalry between those two. Seriously. How fitting that I did Hugh Jackman before. All right, Ryan Reynolds, he's always in shape. Deadpool.
Oh, look at baby Ryan.
So, all right, they're running through like a bunch of his old roles. Here's the first time I ever noticed Ryan Reynolds was in like damn good shape or had the ability to get in damn good shape was in the movie Waiting. Oh, so sorry. Brought you to a fantastic site there. MattLaneFitness.com if you want to check out the challenge. Just saying. This is the first time I ever saw him where I was like, bro, great job. He was really, really working all the way back then, and that movie came out like 2005. So he's been putting in work. So we haven't seen that Blade Trinity, but it's like a vampire movie or something.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure that's right. He's a good-looking dude. You know?
Well, his body's never matched his face for me. Like, he's got such a goofball face.
Shots
this, like,
fired.
Not like, he's very handsome, but like to me, like, when I think about Ryan Reynolds, I think about him in that movie where he's like the dweeb that never gets the girl, and then he moves away, and he's a total player, and then he comes back home for Christmas.
Just Friends.
Yeah,
Great
and
movie.
like, he's like that dweeb. Like, to me, like, because he's nerdy. He's a total nerd.
Yeah?
He's a hot nerd. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't... When I think about
it's
Ryan...
like some other people you know?
No.
Like Holden Hardman? Sorry, go ahead.
No, like, when I think about him, I think about his, like, goofy roles. I don't usually think of, like, Ryan Reynolds, oh, He's so hot. You know, like, because he tends to play, like, a goofier role with a dude that just happens to be, like, ripped underneath his shirt.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
Guess I never looked at it that way.
That was not meant to be, like, unflattering towards Ryan Reynolds. I just, in my mind...
Okay, cut it out. Cut it.
Oh, I hear that movie is terrible. We need
Green
to watch
Lantern?
that. Yeah. Oh, what movie is that? Green Lantern. Okay.
Ryan, Jessica, Dominic, they were all training a good 3 months before they started shooting every day, 4 hours a day, 7 days a week.
They've taken it very seriously.
All right, so I want to talk about this. Like, I know this is Blade Trinity, this is not Deadpool, but the same point remains that in Deadpool, very, very lean. We haven't seen Deadpool 2 yet. We've only seen Deadpool 1, but he's... Deadpool. You know, he's very lean, and that's how you achieve this, like, muscular look or this such definition. And I want to clarify because a lot of people think, like, oh my gosh, like, all the working out he did. Yes, he worked his butt off. He did a lot of HIIT training, all that. He decreased his body fat through training, but his nutrition was absolutely pivotal. And a lot of people always say, like, I want to get rid of the wingies, like the flaps. Like, you don't do that just through tricep extensions. Like, you do that through the nutrition.
You know, you got to be able to lift people over your head and throw them around and fight blood-sucking vampires.
How can you feel
See,
like $1 million
vampire
when
stuff.
you're in shape?
When you're always working out, you never feel what it's like to be, you know, fully strong. Like,
That is so huge. Okay, the functionality is basically what he's talking about here. When you have such a low, like, you can live with a lower body fat percentage, yes. But, you know, some of the movies that he's in and whatnot, you're talking about a very, very low body fat percentage. When you see a guy, like, in a bodybuilding magazine or whatever, when they're crazy, crazy low, they are not at their strongest. Like, it's just not how it works. And what he's talking about here is, you know, when you diet that hard and when you train that hard, like, your body, you're going and doing something very uncomfortable, and that's what he's talking about here. I'm glad that he said that. I know he said it in a joking fashion, but I know that there's seriousness behind it.
Being that transformation.
That's why I can't take him seriously. He's wearing a fucking sweater vest.
Oh, that was gold. Oh, that was gold. Where was he wearing a sweater vest?
Eating. He worked really.
Look at,
Yeah.
with a t-shirt underneath. What? Who can take that seriously? Which I know he does it on purpose.
What should he be wearing?
I don't know. Nothing? Or, I mean, no shirt.
I train by myself, actually. That's not a pride thing. I just prefer it. I just like it more. I worked with a trainer named Don Saladino in New York who gave me a plan, and then I just do that plan on my own.
And then the diet?
Yeah, I do that. I've done it enough that I know how to do it.
It's a lot of working out, you know? You don't get to eat all the things that you want to eat, but you seem to eat a lot more than you normally would.
The key is to just stay healthy.
When you gain like 7 or 8, 9 pounds of muscle, you look gigantic.
It's so interesting to hear him say that, and, like, I truly believe, from the little bit that I do know about Ryan Reynolds, like, he's not like a fitness buff. Like, it's not his life. Like, I'm trying to think of some of the other actors that, like, they just truly enjoyed training. Like Vin Diesel, I think that he was always a fairly big guy. I know not now, but, like, you know, I think that's important that he highlights that this isn't his life. He doesn't look like this year round. It's truly for the movie. And as I've said before in this, you know, reaction as a trainer, like, it's not real life. That's not how you're always going to look, naturally at least.
In my regular everyday life, I really just kind of just move, you know? I try to move, I try to hike, I try to run, I try to, you know, do something, just something every day, even if it's like 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
And back to the 30-day full body group challenge. No, like, seriously, that's so spot on that just moving your body. Like, there's 3 aspects of fitness. If you want to boil it down to the basics, it's mental fitness, it's nutrition, and then it's the physical training piece. In order of importance, in that order that I put it, in that order is their level of importance, but they all coincide with one another.
That's true.
That's true. All right, and lastly, I wanted to do just a bit of Googling if we can get anything on his eating habits. What did he eat like?
Well, there's a bunch right there. It's not a touch screen.
I know that it's about the workout, but, you know, the training itself and the nutrition, they go hand in hand. Stop touching stuff. So just how different is Ryan Reynolds' diet? Is it doable for the average person? And even if you followed it religiously, would you see similar results? I want to talk about that too. Like, I've seen programs that are modeled after, like, I want to look like this person or this superhero or whatever. I've never been a fan of that. I do not like the comparison game of I want to look like that person. I'm so much more of how much progress can I make for Matt? And I think that's the most healthy way to go about it from a mental fitness standpoint.
He avoids junk, limits unhealthy fats. He has 6 small meals per day, eating every 2 to 3 hours.
He avoids junk. That's known as the common sense diet. Basically, what you know you're not supposed to eat, don't eat it.
He keeps carbs to post-workout, and he stops eating at 8 p.m., which can definitely work for a lot of people.
The whole eating 2 to 3 hours is very much an athlete-style eating regimen, very much bodybuilding. I do not believe that you have to do that. It's not conducive to most people's lifestyle. So if you can't stick to it long-term, it's not going to work. You know, the best plan in the world doesn't matter if you can't abide by it.
Oh, but his snacks are either bars or shakes. And this recommends try prepping real whole foods.
Yeah, anytime that you can go towards whole foods, real food, rather than supplements, it's always a win, always.
Oh, and here, I'm sure you may have asked yourself this question. I'm reading it on here. He stops eating at 8 p.m. What does that have to do with anything? How does that help?
I fully agree with that. There's that old saying, like, if you stop eating past 7 or if you stop eating past 8 p.m., like, that's so much better, you're going to lose fat. That's not the case. There's no magic number. It's how much calories you take in per day. Are you in a slight caloric deficit? That's what achieves fat loss. I don't like that. It doesn't take into account, like, what did you eat in a day?
But it does contribute to your fasting time.
I agreed, but that's a different conversation. That's not presented there. The conversation isn't fasting. It's just stop eating at 8 p.m. and then you win, you know?
But he might do it because he tends to eat junk food at night.
Possibly. Maybe there's a mental fitness aspect to it, but it's not clear. And that's why I don't like it. And that's why I don't push it. If your question is, should I work out like Ryan Reynolds, or is this the best workout regimen? The question is it sustainable for long term? Could you do this for the rest of your life? That is ultimately going to be the testament of, is this going to work? Because consistency over intensity, that always works. That's always the name of the game. The person that can show up and keep showing up is going to be the person that wins. The person that's in the corner of the gym lifting crazy amounts of weight, I'm not as impressed with that. I'm more impressed with whoever can continue to show up, because that's how the real results come.
Sounds good.
You don't have to be perfect at this Ryan Reynolds workout Deadpool thing. Just try to be better than yesterday.
Every Ryan.
Every day. Seriously, go check this out. It's in the description below.